Hi, my name is Jack. I'm 14, I am 5'11", I live in Maple Grove, Minnesota, and I'm submitting through Actors Access. Today I'm going to be talking about an old series but a new game, Tomb Raider. In 2013, Crystal Dynamics rebooted the Tomb Raider series with this amazing game right here, and it was so popular that they created its own special edition called the Definitive Edition. And then, after that, they decided they're going to make a sequel. And that sequel will be called Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it comes out this year, but they haven't given us a month yet. But what's interesting about this specific game right here is it's the 10th installment of the series, but it's the origin of Lara Croft. So they kind of gone backwards in time, and then they're going to swerve back up to the original dates. So let's get right into the review. Let's talk about what this game is about. So it starts off, she's on her first expedition, she's on a boat, well then the boat crashes, and then they get on an island. This is a creepy island. There's like giant wolves and giant spiders and creepy people. And you know she's on the beach and she's with her friends and you know everything's okay. Nope. Next thing you know she gets knocked out and she's in a cave, she's hanging upside down. From that point on, that's when the game really starts. And then it becomes how to get out of the cave, and that's all just a logic puzzle of using, you know, different elements to get out of the cave, and that's really interesting. But from that point on, that's where it starts to get a little repetitive. You know, they do the same levels over and over again. So, you know, you're running away from this, and then you're running away from that, and it's just so repetitive, you kind of get old of it. But other than that, you know, it's really good. The storyline works really well, the graphics work really well compared to the graphics in the older games. The graphics are really good now. And then the coolest part, I think, personally, about the game is that when you jump from really far space, it goes into slow motion. And it's kind of like a movie, you know? And that's what's really cool, and it enhances your experience. It really just gives you a rush. And speaking of a rush, that's why this game is so much fun. There's so many dark corners you walk around, you just got this anxiety in you. It's just a thrill to play this game. And just over and over again, they surprise you with different things, whether it's from the storyline or from the game. And it works really well. And the last thing I want to talk about is their mechanisms. So, the mechanisms, the controls that you use, the problem is it starts out really smoothly. Every distinct movement has a distinct button on the controller, but then as the game moves on, two different movements belong to one different button, and you have to switch them up with another button, and therefore that button works with another button. And so then, as you can see, that would get very complicated. And so my only two problems with the game is the repetitiveness of some of the levels, and the mechanisms get a little crazy near the end. But otherwise, it's a great game. Now, before we go, here is some walkthrough footage that I did on the first level of Tomb Raider. So this is the first level in Tomb Raider. So basically, what happens is you're in this cave, and you're hanging upside down next to these other bodies that are hanging upside down, and there are shrines everywhere, there's bones on the ground, and so you realize that the only way you're going to get down is to burn the rope, so you have to swing back and forth using this key right here, back and forth, until you catch on fire, and now you will drop down, okay, and now that you're up, you have to walk down these creepy little hallways till you reach this big kind of underwater cave. And there's water all over the ground, and next thing you see a wall, but it's kind of breakable because it's like barricaded with explosives. So what you need to do is you need to walk up this little railing here. You're going to light these boxes on fire, because once they're on fire, it's on a pulley system, so it's kind of like that. The boxes are down here, the cage is up here. When you jump onto the cage, that will be pulled down, this will be pulled up, and it can go over the waterfall that's blocking it from the explosives. And there we go. I rate it 4.5 stars out of 5. This is the regular copy, not the definitive edition. I suggest you pick it up before the new one comes out in 2015. My name is Jack Alexander. Have a great night.